by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello is going to be played in standard tuning, and for me is kind of a difficult song because they're all going to be bar position chords, which I know beginners do not like, but in terms of getting the proper tone that the guitar is getting on this recording, you're going to have to play them as bars. The first chord is going to be a version of an A minor. You're going to bar across the 5th fret with your first finger and then put your ring finger down on the 5th string 7th fret, with everything other than 5th string 7th fret getting barred by your first finger. You'll begin by plucking down with your thumb and then up across the barred 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings with your 1st and 2nd fingers. And then after the pluck up, you'll immediately then pluck down with your thumb on the 5th string, which is fretted by your ring finger on 5th string 7th fret. And then you'll immediately pluck up again with your 1st and 2nd fingers on the high strings of the guitar and get. And that's the feel, the picking feel through every chord, is pluck down with your thumb, up with your 1st and 2nd, then immediately back down with your thumb, up with your 1st and 2nd, back down with your thumb. And you can kind of slap the strings a little bit too, but that's pretty much the progression, or that's pretty much the plucking pattern. Thumb, first thumb, thumb, first thumb, first thumb, thumb, and I'm saying first, but I mean 1st and 2nd. The second chord is going to be a version of a C chord, and I think this is a C major 7, but maybe don't quote me on that. You're going to bar across your 3rd fret with your first finger, then ring finger will go down on the 4th string 5th fret, pinky finger goes down on the 2nd string 5th fret, and 2nd finger goes down on the 3rd string 4th fret. So here you're going to be striking with your thumb on the 5th string, then up on steel strings 1, 2, and 3 with your 1st and 2nd fingers, and then you'll move to the 6th string with your thumb where you've got the 6th string 3rd fret fretted, and you're moving between 5 and 3 with your thumb. The next chord is going to be an F chord. So here, and I think this is one of the most difficult chords in the song to make, you're going to bar with your first finger across the 8th fret of the guitar, and then either use your ring finger or your pinky finger, whichever is most comfortable for you. I use my pinky finger, but it might be easier for you to use your ring, to put it down across strings 4, 3, and 2 on the, what is this, the 10th fret of the guitar. Yeah, that's the 10th fret. And here you're going to be going on the 5th string and 6th string with your thumb, plucking now up with your 1st and 2nd fingers on strings 2, 3, and 4 are the ones that you want to ring out, not the 1st string here. So going between thumb on the 5th string, thumb on the 6th string, and then plucking up with your 1st and 2nd fingers. The next chord is going to be an E minor 7. This is another bar chord. You'll bar across the 7th fret of the guitar with your first finger. Ring finger will go down on the 4th string 9th fret. 2nd finger will go down on the 2nd string 8th fret. You'll have an open 3rd string. I say open 3rd string. It's open to the bar. So your first finger is actually what is grabbing the 3rd string on the 7th fret. And here you'll alternate between the 5th string, which is 5th string 7th fret, and 6th string, which is 6th string 7th fret, while plucking up on strings 1, 2, and 3 with your 1st and 2nd fingers. And then it goes up to a G chord. The G chord is the exact same shape as the F chord. You just pull it up 2 more frets. So you're barring with your first finger now across the 10th fret of the guitar. You're laying either your pinky or your ring down on the 12th fret of the guitar, using it to bar strings 4, 3, and 2 on the 12th fret. First finger is grabbing the 10th fret of strings 5 and 6. And and then it repeats back to the A minor. So, or this is some version of the A minor, probably A minor 7, to our version of a C chord, to our version of the F chord, to the E minor 7, to the G, back to the A minor. Now you can hear, it sounds to me like there are actually 2 guitar parts that are going on in this, and one of them is doing something like, or. So if you want to hit those little licks, they are occurring in a box on strings 3, 4, and 5 between frets 5 and 7. Those notes right there, it sounds like there's a little ad-libbed riff that takes place every now and then between the chord changes that is something along the lines of, and the way that I'm doing that is I've barred with my first finger on strings 3 and 4 on the 5th fret. I'm hitting, or I'm plucking with my first finger and thumb, both of those fretted strings, hammering on with my ring finger to the 4th string 7th fret, and then picking it up and plucking the bar again, and then ring to 5th string 7th fret, first finger to 5th string 5th fret, very slowly, and then it would go into the next chord, and then it kind of repeats, and then up to the F. Which is kind of a lot to do with all one guitar and get everything clean, which is why I suspect that that's actually a separate guitar track that is doing that. But you can play around in that box right there if you want to as well, and catch some of those licks as they happen in the chord progression. So those are the chords and the movements to Senorita. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.